In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 healthy ways to cope with change. Coming up. Now, these 6 ways are recommended by experts, but these are also the 6 ways that I have experienced and used it for myself. For some of you who might know, I'm making a huge career change because I felt that it's time for me to try something different. After being in the same workplace, doing the same thing for 10 years, I think now is the best time to go into something different before I turn 40 because of the decision that's being made. Changes are fast and furious. And I have actually used these tips that experts have recommended, and I find them useful, and I'm sharing with you what has helped me so that you can have the courage to use it and hopefully bring you more joy in the season of change. Tip number 1 is go with the flow. Now, I find this very useful because as I transit into a new career, there are actually exams to be taken. And these exams actually determine whether or not I can enter into the next career. So what happens was I have already finished the course and was supposed to sit for the exam at the end of June so that I can perhaps start the career in maybe September or October. However, because of the COVID situation and because of the heightened safe management measures, the exam has actually been postponed till further notice. So it is a change because there is going to be delay in my new career, at the start of my new career, which means that there will be a delays in income stream. There will be changes. Whatever that I've planned will be delayed, and since it's till further notice, I wouldn't know when I can sit for the exam. So really, we can plan beautiful plans, but most importantly is to be ready to adapt. So moving forward, what I'm going to do is I will actually take it positively to take more time to study for the exam so that when the exam comes, I want to make sure that I pass in the first round. Now, tip number 2 is don't go through the change alone. Now, you realize that there are many people around you who are willing to give you a helping hand if you reach out, because most of the time they wouldn't know what you're going through until you tell them. So with this delay in the exam and decision to make a career switch, etc., I share with my family, my friends, and of course there have been concerns, and of course there have been typical worries, but after they see that, how determined I am, they came in to support, and I think that's very important. So whatever change you're going through now, know that don't go through it alone. Reach out to people, let them know that you need help, you need support, share with them your plans, let them give you a different perspective. Having a friend that you can count on, having family members that you can turn to are very, very important as you are managing change. So most importantly, you must know that you are not alone, and don't coop up and think that I wonder why no one knows, because really no one will know until you tell them. Now, tip number 3 is don't focus on the negative and learn from it when the change comes. So for example, it's mentioned that the exam that I was supposed to take at the end of June has been delayed, but I'll take it positively to see it as time for me to prepare for the exam so that when the exam really does come, I will pass the papers and I'll be more ready. And I'll also take this chance to actually rest after working for 10 over years. So perhaps it is a good chance for me to take a breather. So tip number 4 is to break the problem up. What does this mean? It means that instead of seeing your change as an insurmountable challenge, perhaps take the change one step at a time. So for me, the change that is coming up, or rather as I'm adjusting myself to face the new career change, there are many things that I need to prepare for. I need to prepare for the exams, I need to pick up new skills, I need to start to talk to more people, I need to do things that are different from what I have been doing for the past 10 years. So, but if I were to see it as a whole, it will look quite difficult to overcome, and before you know it, you overthink and then you waste all your energy instead of executing what you can right now in the present. So what I found very useful is to focus on the present, do what I can. So for example, to focus on revising for my exam, focus on picking up new skills. As I go through step by step, it becomes easier, it becomes more manageable. I found that very useful for me. Now, tip number 5 is to balance your life. So there are more to life than the change itself. So of course it is easy to say, but it is harder to do because sometimes the change is right in front of us, and it's as humans we tend to focus on the negative a lot more. So but know that your life is not just the change itself, but rather take time to connect with your family, your friends, do the things you enjoy. So for me, I particularly like to keep myself active physically, so I find that takes my mind off. I also like to pick up new skills and create more more YouTube video, to express myself more creatively through blog writing, through website creation. So this gives me a more well-balanced life, and that has definitely helped me, and I hope that it will help you as well. Now, tip number 6 is to know that this season of change will end. So you know that every season of change will come to an end the moment we are familiar, the moment we have picked up the skills that's needed, the moment we have accustomed ourselves to the new environment. So likewise, whatever change that you're going through will definitely come to an end before the next phase of life or next season of life comes about. So know that whatever you're going through is temporary. So for me, even I know that right now I feel the change of picking up skills, the change of uncertainty. But I also know that once I have become more accustomed, more familiar in the new environment, in new career, I will also come to a point where the environment no longer feels like a change to me, but rather familiar with it. Likewise, the change will end before the next change comes about. So I've included a list of helplines in the description box below. So do reach out, speak to someone about your problems, and these are some helplines that can hopefully help you. So thank you for watching, and I hope my story encourages you, and I see you soon. I with you 6 tips to overcoming stress. Ayo!